Hey everyone. So I'm not sure how far I'm going to get into or what I'm going to get into. Probably going to do this little piece of mookaite. But I was asked, let me grab my, okay, sorry. I was asked to do a video on indirect percussion. And I was trying to decide which piece I was going to work on. And this is a piece of oil chert. And I actually haven't worked a piece of this yet. I don't know if I want to do this oil chert or this mookaite. But I'm pretty tempted to try and do something with this oil chert. So let's see what we can do here. Frankly, I don't know if that's good or bad. I have done some tiger chert, which this has some of the tiger stripes in it, so I think it's just some of it's got tiger stripes and some of it don't. I think is probably the difference between the two, but I think they're both oil cherts. And I did heat treat this to what was recommended. I think it was 350. But I can't remember for sure. It's been a while, and I did a rough biface and threw it in a bucket and ain't looked at it since. So when I'm brushing sideways like that, it's doing one of two things. Either I'm trying to bring an edge up, or I'm just trying to take off, I'm shaping it or something like that, trying to take off a lot of material. So like that right there, I was just helping form the bottom of that a little bit. So I use my abrader to do a lot of shaping. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's what I do. So I have no idea if I'm going to make it through this because it is brutally hot. And I honestly just don't feel like being miserable. But I thought I'd give it a try and see how it went. Those little flakes are going in there further than you might think. See, like this is kind of dipped out here. This edge got to come way up, so when I'm braiding this, you'll see me brush down like that, which brought that edge way up. This stuff's kind of fragile, it feels like. I mean, there's just chunks kind of just breaking off of it. You can see that. Just kind of flaking off of it. So I don't know how durable this stuff is, if it's going to be able to hold up to, if it'll hold up to me napping it or not. I should have stuck with the mookaite. I don't know. But the request was for indirect, so it's a little bit earlier than I normally might go to indirect. But now the strikes for indirect aren't going to be any different as far as, you know, there's a low platform with a ridge coming across there. So the platforms are going to be the same. And this is a 1/2 inch copper rod. And it's the one that I usually start with. And my personal preference is to hit, let's see if I can zoom you in a little bit. My personal preference is to hit directly on metal. I don't really care for hitting on the plastic on an itchy stick. There's just too much energy lost, and it's not, I couldn't get any consistency with it. This is just a much better setup. And I actually have some of these that are going to be on the website shortly that are basic copies of my, they're going to be a little bit different than this, but basically the same thing. So, and you're just setting it on the edge of the, you're not up on it, you're just kind of on the edge of it, and you're giving some inward pressure. Knocking your flakes off. I don't have a lot of platforms that are turned right at the moment. I got a feeling that you probably don't want to take this stuff too thin. The thing about indirect is that it takes away very, very little of the edge. Far less than direct percussion or pressure flaking, generally. I mean, you can take a bite out of the edge. I mean, that can happen, but usually it leaves much more of the edge. So it's great for a narrow piece, you know. And the other thing about indirect is that it's precise, right? Because you're setting the tool right on the edge and hitting it, so you're not, there's no misses. And when you're hitting your indirect stick, another thing is you want to hit near the end. You don't want to be way up here somewhere because you lose too much energy. Alright, well, it looks like the grandkids are here. I'm going to take a break. Hey everybody. So, back to work on this piece again. We were working on it yesterday. It's actually the next day now. And my daughter-in-law showed up with the grandbabies and to come see me before we leave to go have my surgery and stuff. So, anyways, that took priority, and now I'm back to see if I can finish doing some more to this. I don't remember exactly what all I guess we just reduced it and then started doing indirect on it, and I got a new indirect stick that I'm going to be playing with today too. So it's really hot. I think the feels like is like 109 or something like that, but I got all my stuff done before I leave. And I got time to, well, most of it, I still got to pack, but got me some new gloves today too. I always wear them out where my wedding ring sits in there, and it always wears them out, so I'm going to try and do this without my wedding ring for a while. And honestly, I hate ever taking it off, so But I'm gonna try it because my gloves last probably twice as long. And apparently I grabbed the wrong size. Yeah, I did. I grabbed a medium instead of larges. All right, back to our piece. I think we need to do a little bit of regularizing here. I'm not sure what we were talking about yesterday. So if I repeat a bunch of stuff, that's what happened. Yeah, this glove's way too small. I might have to go back to one of my holy gloves. I don't remember how this happened, so it'll be just as big a surprise for me as it when I watch it is. Most of my videos and almost all my points, unless I'm just pressure flaking flakes, there's going to be some indirect in there. That's a big part of my napping. So if that's what you're after, you can see it in almost every video I have. So, and that's not likely to change anytime soon. Testing out the new indirect stick because I'm going to be offering those. The same type that I use. It won't have the gray handle on it though. That's not the plan, or the little piece of aluminum, because it takes me. I made that piece of aluminum. I machined it down myself, but all by hand, and that just, you can't do that on every one. It takes forever to grind aluminum and all that. It'd be so incredibly expensive, no one could afford it. So we won't be doing that. But this new one, I think I'll be able to make affordable enough that people will be able to afford it. I just have to get some miles on it and make sure it's going to be all right. And that was the first hit with it. But got to see if everything's going to hold up or get the lengths right. And if it works for me, then I'll probably offer them when the website's up and going. So I leave tomorrow morning to go have my surgery. You guys will probably be glad to quit hearing about that. I know I'll be glad to quit talking about it. And if you're seeing this, it's already over with, I'm sure, because we leave tomorrow and then which is the 22nd, and the surgery happens on the 24th. Got a big old fat area right there. Right here where this nasty spot is, which is gonna make me turn the edge. And I really don't know. I've made some points out of that tiger chert, but this stuff really, at least this piece seems man, I don't think I want to get it too thin. And I wish I wouldn't have just taken that big deep flake right there out. But I did. I'm not used to this material because I've never worked it before. You could almost shape the whole thing with an abrading stone, though. I can tell you that. That's how soft it kind of is. It does break off sharp. It's very sharp when it breaks off. But how durable that edge is, I'm not sure. But I know that Native Americans did make projectile points out of this. Man, this stuff just kind of crumbles away. Alright. I don't know if I should continue on with this big stick or go with the small one. Very light strikes. Oh man. I got my new boppers in today, and those will only be used on easier to nap heat treated material. I'm going to try and keep those from getting too terribly beat up, and use my other one for the rougher stuff. Yeah, I don't know about this stuff. Sometimes it breaks nice, and then other times it just breaks in really weird, blocky kind of ways. some spots are definitely tougher than others. Yeah, it's hot. I got a fan going, and yep, I do own a pair of pants. I'm wearing them today. I had to treat my bees this morning. Honeybees in America, or actually around the entire world, have got a parasite that latches onto them, and it's called a varroa mite. And that varroa mite just devastates bee colonies. So you have to treat for those. They're trying to breed bees that will I don't know, bite those things and groom them off of other bees. They are trying to do something like that, but I don't know. I bought some of those really high-dollared, expensive queens that's supposed to put, well, there went my fan. That's supposed to put that trait in, breed that trait into your bees. Is it working? I got no idea. But when you're doing this indirect, you just want to set it on the edge. A lot of times I put my finger underneath it on the ridge that I'm wanting to go on or follow. And thick spot. You just keep nibbling away at it. We got some thickness down there at the base. Alright, I didn't think that fan was doing any good at all, but apparently it is, because I'm melting. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The new indirect stick seems to be fine. I actually like the shorter length. Like I said, the other one was way too long, and it is staying underneath my leg better. The handle part's a little bit fatter than my other one, but we'll see if I like that. It could also be staying underneath there better because I got pants on instead of shorts. So there'll be more testing before I consider selling any of them to anybody. My biggest concern, honestly, is this. I don't know where my other braid is. There it is. Is a screw stripping out, which seems like it's always a problem. I guess it depends on what kind of plastic I decide to go with. So I didn't even switch to the smaller stick, which is going to be offered in two different sizes. Same two sizes that I use. And that will be shortly after I return, if all the testing goes okay. all my stuff off everywhere. There was a few times here I didn't pay any attention to that camera, so I don't know if this is even in frame. I know it is right now, but a lot of inward pressure on that issue stick. I'm trying to send some flakes in here, thin that base out some while I'm regularizing the edge. It's a bit crumbly. Now the tiger chert, when you nap it, it all gets really black. The little bit of tiger stripes that are showing pretty much disappear. But when you're done, you take that and you throw it in some vinegar, let it set in there. I let it set for 24 hours, and man, they come out with the tiger stripes come back, and it's pretty cool, pretty neat stuff. But you have to deal with, you know, the fact that it's oil chert. It seems like there's very few stones out there that doesn't have some sort of problem one way or another. trying to figure out what it is I want to make out of this. It's kind of long and narrow at this point. I have to think about that a little bit. I like that black material. It's got a little bit of fatness right here that I feel like I ought to remove. If I get rid of it, then we'll be looking pretty doggone good. Go back to the small, I'm going to go to the indirect stick, the small one. It's the first time using it on this, so. Didn't run it in there quite as far as I would have liked. That one went in there though. I'm going to try and take one in right there. It's got a little bitty tiny hinge thing right here, which I just pretty much picked out with my finger, but it's got a clear path right there. If I can hit right there on that and run it right there on that one right there and run it in there. That's what happened. So now that's so thin that it made this look a little fat right here. I hate to keep going with this stuff because it's liable to disappear. Right now we're looking pretty good. I mean, it's not bad at all. Yeah, this stuff takes indirect beautiful. Despite the little bit of crunchiness, which is expected with this material, it doesn't mean that it's bad material. It's just kind of, I think, just expected with this material. Yeah, I kind of like it. I got a half a bucket of the oil of the tiger chert over there. So as expected, the first test on the indirect stick, the new one, was fine. I just, my only concern is the screws stripping out. I'm going to see if I can come up with a fix for that so that that is never ever an issue. At least that's the plan. Well, I could put a disclaimer in it with it that says don't over tighten, but I know there's probably a bunch of you out there like me that first thing you're going to do is crank that thing down. And so it needs to be me proof. If I can me proof it, then it'll be good for anyone else. And I'll tell you, I've been using that other one that I made for quite a while now, doing an awful lot of napping, and it's still going strong, and because of the diameter of the copper, it's really holding up and not wearing down. So I don't know how long it'd be before you ever had to replace that rod in there, but a long time. That's not something that you'd have to worry about. Most people probably never have to worry about that. Not for years anyways. Because even with me napping every day, I mean, I can't see you wearing that thing out and take quite a while. So when I go on this thing down there for my back, so my aunt just got back from having, I guess it was a back surgery. It was back surgery, and they put some sort of needle in there and pumped the vertebrae up with cement or something or other. I guess it dries almost instantly. She's gone the next day, or same day actually. She went in this morning and she's back home already. But and I don't know exactly what the problem was with her back, but I got to be there almost 2 weeks or they wouldn't do it. So I guess it's more extensive than that, but they are going to put rods in there, rods and screws into the spine and all that kind of stuff, and blah 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 blah. And they got all kinds of rules, different medications I had to quit, vitamins I had to quit. 2 days before surgery, so starting tomorrow, I can't be in the heat at all. So I'll be in the airports most of the day tomorrow, and For whatever reason, they don't want your body temperature up. Seems like they know what they're doing, and they operate with an abundance of caution. They've really taken care of us. And the insurance is paying 100%, including the airfare, all the airline tickets for myself and my wife, all the housing while we're there, which the motel, which is pretty nice, is actually attached to the hospital. That hospital's got a beauty shop, a barber, all the stuff a full gym. It's not just a cafeteria. I mean, it's got a couple different restaurants in there, coffee shops. It's a little bit kind of like its own little community kind of thing. The only thing they're missing in there is a Walmart. We are pretty... I should have already decided what I was going to make out of this, but I was mostly wanting to demonstrate the indirect and stuff, so it doesn't really matter if I make anything out of it, I guess. I really kind of like it. It's got a bunch of big bold flaking on there, and I do like it quite a bit, actually. Except for I got my tip all turned. Even when I'm working a slab, I do big bold flaking. I'm a big bold flaking kind of guy. I like that look, and the more big bold random flaking, the better. Not that I'm opposed to fancy flaking on the flake over grind or any of the rest of that stuff, because I'm not. I like it too, but give me big, bold, random flaking. That's what I like. Yeah, so they pay for the airfare. They give you a credit card, pay for all your meals. Plus they give you, I don't remember what it was, $100 a day or something for incidentals. We didn't have any incidentals last time. We actually came back and made money. Not compared to what we lost not being home, but you know what I mean. So, what are we gonna make? Let's look at big pictures. That's a cool drill right there. I like that a lot. Make a pickwick. There's only some stem points that I really like, to tell you the truth, that I really care that much for. Alright. Yep, I just ground off some length. I sure did. This doggone thing, I just cannot keep it sharp. Even a little bit. That just folded that right over. I don't know what it is with this. I'm still using that same nail. I think that is pretty soft. It still is, apparently. I'm still not sure what I'm going to make here. Make a little Gary point. That Gowler's kind of interesting. I know you guys can't see any of that, but the Gary is kind of like a a little bit like a beaver tail, sorta, but that particular example they have here is pretty large. I'm gonna do a little more research. All right, I'm back. I don't know how this stuff's gonna notch as crackly as it is. Probably pretty easy to bust an ear off or a barb or something like that, I would think. I want the barb. come on now. Don't quit on me right there. I'm not ready for you to quit on me. So because this one's broke off, so I don't know if I got enough videos to last until I get back or I'm able to nap again. So I'm not sure when that's going to be. I'm hoping to go right to work when I get back, but they are saying like 6 weeks or something, but as you all know, that's a long time to be off work. My wife's job continues to pay her, even when she's down there helping me. So that's nice. Hard to beat that. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to go back to the other pad. My plan is to take the side in some. So I know from experience this summer that the heat definitely has a negative effect on your napping. And I think that might be as much to do with the fact of, because the heat has something to do with your attitude as anything. Because the better positive attitude you're in, at least for me, the better my napping is. If I'm just having a so-so day or an off day and things ain't going quite right, at least at this point in my napping career, I'm better off just not napping. But I'm not smart enough to do that because I like to nap. So I like to nap something every day, even if it's just making a couple bifaces or something, you know. I'm still just trying to take these sides in. Just a little bit. And thinning the edge a little bit as I go. You guys probably figured it out by now. We're making a pine tree of sorts. I'd like to not be fighting with this tip, and I'm not sure why I am, but I seem to be. I can't seem to get it right. Every time I do one thing, it just kind of material falls apart, and that's the end of that. All right. So I haven't done a lot of pine trees. And I was going to just do pop outs on this, but I'm not sure this material will hold it without busting out. So, I think we're going to just do kind of serration kind of thing. I'm not sure which tool is best to use for this. I actually wish I had my other one made already. My other tool I talked about on another video is gonna make, and I haven't got to yet. I'm thinking I should just put it in this one. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, we got a new bit in there. See how that goes. I think I need to thin the whole thing. It already isn't acting right. Let's try that. Maybe I should have stuck with the other one. We got some movement here. Thought we did. A little bit. That side is stripped out. This is one of the ones I said I needed to redo, and I'm about ready to put my other bit back in there because I am not having any luck with this at all. This is the first time doing these notches, serrations like this, and not thrilled with it. I usually do a scrape, scrape, pop with the. So basically, it's just kind of you scratch it a little bit, then pop it, and I usually use a fine copper, really pointy copper for that, but. Wanted to try something else, I guess. Now I need a lighter color underneath that if I can, so I can see what's happening. It's going to be toothy, that's for sure. Apparently when it's hot I can't talk either. I'm actually just concentrating on these, each one of these little teeth. It is a toothy booger. See a spark. Alright, now what? So I started with a new bit and ended up with the exact same thing I had in it before, just a little longer. So apparently that's what works for me. So even if I did make the other one, it'd probably end up being just like this one anyways. So, I'm wondering, about using this little file. On those points. It really ain't doing much, to be honest with you, from what I can tell. I thought it might help to bring those to a... Nah, it's helping a little bit. Of course, could have picked on that and done the same thing, I guess. I don't know what else to do to it. I don't feel like there's a lot more I can do to it, honestly. I feel like I was lucky to get that with as crunchy as things are. Right back to fighting with the tip. I feel like I've seen this movie. Alright, well, I'll probably pick at that a little bit more and mess with it, but let's try this. need that anyhow. I don't know if I even enjoyed making that. So many little breakable things on it, and well, I guess that's our little oil chert pine, or oil, yeah, it's our pine tree. Or as close as we're gonna get anyways. With this stuff. All right, I'll probably pick around on it just a little bit more, but for the most part, it's very delicate and done. There it is. Hopefully y'all can see that. I noticed on a couple of them I showed them and then they couldn't even see it because I had it in the wrong position, but that's more of that material that I'm going to need to work. It's fairly easy to thin out. It's got one little fixed spot right here, just a little bit, but for the most part it's pretty good. As far as notching and making the pop outs there, I probably could have went ahead and went with the copper and did that a little bit different, but hindsight's 20/20. But there you go. Hit that like and subscribe button, and y'all have a great day. And hopefully, if you're seeing this, I'm already back from surgery and napping again, but we'll see. All right, later, guys. Keep napping.